Hey, it's me, Val. Hi again. I'm back from a holiday. Yeah, not the best holiday if you've watched my last few videos, but hey, it's been and done. I've done the review. We'll see what goes on with that. Follow up with that probably in another video, we'll see. But anyway, so I did a video on revenge, and I got a comment from Abuse, and it made me think. He wrote, I don't want revenge, I want a remedy. What can we do to stop them hurting us or anyone else? I had to think. Remedy. First of all, I did look up the word remedy, because obviously we all have our own interpretations of words. Remedy, any medicine or treatment that cures, heals or relieves a disease or bodily disorder, or tends to restore health. Something that corrects, counteracts, or removes an evil or wrongdoing. There you go. So I just come to the conclusion that these people are disordered, these people have an illness, these people obviously have choices. So whatever illness or whatever they have, I do think everything comes down to a choice. I might have a bad attitude, but I should choose not to put my bad attitude on other people. If I have a disorder of some type, if I'm an angry person or have a short temper or have any kind of personality disorder that affects the people, I'm sure it comes down to choice in the end. I might be wrong. These narcs might not have the choice, but I do think if you've got somebody in front of you that's cowering and that you're abusing and you're lifting your hand in the air to thump somebody, I do think everybody has a choice. You don't thump the person. I don't care what disorder you've got, what disease you have, how angry you are. You choose. You have control of your own body. You have control of your own heart, hands, mouth, brain. You have control. So it's a case of trying to control it. But I think what it is that we have to stop taking responsibility for them. We have to take responsibility for ourselves. And I've worked this out that if we can't fix them, if the remedy can't fix them, maybe we should think about, okay, what can we do? What can we do to help the situation? If we can't change them, we have to change. And that's not a negative thing. I'm not saying that the problem's with us at all, because we have problems, but we're not narcs. Let's start using our brains. If you're watching these videos, you've obviously been through a narcissistic relationship. Those that haven't yet probably won't be watching these videos, and that's the worst thing about narcissism, is that to get onto these channels, you have to have some kind of experience to start Googling the problem. So this is for obviously people that have been through it. We know the symptoms. We've Googled and we've watched videos after videos. We know every trait. We should start using our brains. Now, I have some very strange examples. If you've watched any of my videos, I use really weird examples. I actually said to my therapist the other day, I am strange, I am weird, because I do use some weird examples. Sometimes people might not understand them, but I do hope that they do. Right, okay, so empaths, we're squishy. We are squishy on the outside, and our brain's hidden within the squishiness, which I call emotion and empathy. If you're a narc, you don't have the squishiness, you just have the brains. So, bear with me, I'm going somewhere. So, an example, if you're walking down the street, and you see somebody you recognise, the first thing we tend to do is smile and go, hi. And as you walk past that person, you might think, oh, God, that's that so-and-so from college that bullied me. Or, oh, God, that's, the person that I had an argument last week. And, oh, God, there's my ex-friend who was a flying monkey who smear campaigned with me. Why did I speak? You know what happens? Our emotion kicks in before our brain. You see that person, you recognise them, and your face will automatically go, hi. And then you think, oh, how many people have done that? We've all done it. We all smile at somebody in the street before we actually realise that, darn it, how stupid do I look? Why did I smile at that person? It's because we're squidgy, and our squidginess kicks in before our brains. So, what we need to do is basically, narcs don't have the squidginess. Narcs' brains are just there. They're not covered in empathy. They're not covered in emotions, compassion. They haven't got any covering. They're just brains. So, if they see somebody in the street they dislike, their brain goes into gear, and they'll just stare at them or walk past. They don't have the empathy. It's like when somebody pushes in front of a new queue. How many times do we say, oh, sorry, and then we realise afterwards, hang on a minute, why have I just apologised to that person? They've just pushed in front of me. You know, if someone steps on your toe, you've kind of apologised for, oh, sorry, my foot was under yours. That's what we do. Empaths, we always apologise. We go around saying sorry and thank you. If you notice that, I noticed that on holiday. If I got a waiter come over and he's pouring me the water out, he's putting the serviette down, he's putting the knife and fork down, I'm going, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We can't help ourselves. Again, sorry for saying sorry. That's all we do. That's all we do is say thank you and sorry, because that's our squishiness. I really hope you can understand what I'm trying to say. So we need to sort of like get through the squishiness and use the brain. Clear away the squishiness. Try. So we need to stop and think. We need to use our brains. We need to use the information that we know, that we've gained. They play a game with us. I'm not saying play a game back with them, because we don't want to lower ourselves to their standards. But the only remedy that we've got is that we know what they are and that we know what they're about. We know their traits. We know their games. We know everything about them because we've watched videos and we've Googled everything. So if we can't take responsibility for them, we need to take responsibility for us. We need to try and outsmart them. We need to stop and think. Their directors aren't, we know they're directors. They direct everything. They direct us into the way that they want us to go. So they bait us. They bait us. They put the bait out and we grab it. And they've directed us into the way that they want us to go. So they are the director. They know the next line. They will say something to you and wait for the next line. And they know what your reply will be because they know who we are. They know how we work and we know how they work. They push our buttons and they bait us. If they want you to go mad, if they want you to get mad, they know what to say to get us mad. If they want us to hurt, they know what to say to hurt us. So next time they say something, are put down, or they try and bait you into sort of doing something negative that they can call on you and go, oh goodness, look at you, crazy woman. What we need to do is stop. So when they say something to bait us, like the next time they say, oh, you know, if you're eating a cookie, and they can look at you and go, why don't you just eat the whole biscuit tin, fatty? Now, that would probably normally set us off because our squidginess kicks in before our brains. Our emotions kick in first. So we would turn around and get upset and shout and say, why'd you do that? Why'd you have to do that? Stop going about my weight. You know that I've got issues with my weight. And they'll say, well, why are you eating the cookies then, you fatty? They've got us. What we need to do next time they say something like that is just stand there and breathe. Let the emotion fade. Just look at them. At this point they'll be confused because they'll be looking at you thinking, why is she not saying anything? Breathe, calm down, pause, use your brain, and then just say something back at them like, oh yeah, you just reminded me I need to get a recipe off the neighbour for cookies. She made some lovely cookies last week. Thanks for reminding me. And walk away. And you can go in the kitchen and smirk because you feel like, ha, that was good. I feel good now. And that's the kind of thing we have to do. Take the control back. Confuse them. Remember, it's their script. Let's turn it on them and make it our script. If they're about to walk out on an argument, as they do, you have an argument with them, and if you notice, they go, right, that's it, and they get the keys and they start to storm out, because what they do is they know that we're probably going to start shouting and saying, please don't go, stop it, come back, come back. What you need to do is confuse them. Again, breathe for a few seconds, think and shout, while you're out, will you just grab some milk, please? And let them go. They don't want to get in that car. They don't want to go. They want us to plead with them to stay. And then they'll come back in and go, fine, I'll stay, but don't speak to me like that. And they've won. You need to let them go and just say, oh, by the way, grab some milk from the grocery store when you go past. Then they either have to continue to walk out the door and sit in the car thinking, damn, that didn't work, or they have to make an excuse to come back in. So that's us taking control. I had a situation once very similar, and this is actually what's made me think I had a situation once with my ex-husband, the one who cheated on me and had a child with somebody else. And it was New Year's Eve, and we were supposed to be going to this like a bar that had a band playing. In fact, the band actually was my ex-boyfriend. Maybe this is why he kicked off. But just before, I was getting ready, and then he turned around to me and said, I'm not feeling too well, I don't really want to go. Can we go to a pub that's nearer, just in case I need to go to the toilet because I've got a bad tummy? And I said, well, the pub's near anyway. If you've got a bad tummy when we're in the pub that we're going to, why don't you just come home? No, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. So I was kicking off, going, it's New Year's Eve, I'm not stopping in. I don't feel well, I don't want to go. I'm cutting a very long story short, because this argument went on for about 2 hours. I even walked out at one point and said, I'll go without you. But then he sort of said, you leave, and that's it, I've gone. I'm leaving and never coming back. Stupid me, walked back in again, didn't I? But yeah, we had an argument for about 2 hours, and he was kicking off. I'm not going, I don't want to go, I'm not feeling well, how dare you? Victim, you know, guilt trip. How dare you want to go out, you don't care about me when I'm not feeling very well. In the end, he exhausted me. After 2 hours of arguing about not going out, about wanting to go out on New Year's Eve, I sat on the sofa and took off my boots. And I sat down and I said, fine, I'm done. We won't go out. Would you like to know what his next sentence was? His next sentence was, come on then, put your boots on. We're going. He won. He fought me for 2 hours. And I was stubborn to fight. And I fought him for 2 hours. And as soon as I quit, and as soon as I took my boots off and sat on that sofa and resigned that he'd won and said, that's it, I'm done. I'm not going out now, you've ruined the night. Within a split second, he turned around and he said, put your boots on, we're going. You know, I did put my boots on because actually it was New Year's Eve and I wanted to go out. But I could have cut out the middleman had I just stopped a lot sooner. First sentence he said, I don't want to go out. I should have just sat down and said, okay. Because he would have lost, because the whole scenario he wanted to create was the 2 hour of argument to keep me in my place and to control me and to have that control for 2 hours and show me who was boss. I take that scenario away and I say, cut out the 2 hour argument, sit on my backside and say, fine, let's not go. I don't want to go anyway. He's confused. He's like, oh, that didn't work. So he either has to sort of stop in, but he doesn't want to stop in, does he? No, he wants to go out, but he just wants to argue with you for 2 hours. So you see, what you have to do is confuse them and cut out the middleman. And these people that say, I'm going out now, I'm done with you, and pick their car keys up, they don't want to leave. They want you to beg them to stay. I hope you've got that, because that's kind of really quite confusing. But that's what happened, yeah. We're like a game to them. We're like The Sims. We're like a platform game. You know, we're like, I don't know, Mario. They push the buttons. They use their words, and they'll push us in the direction they want us to go. What we need to do is take a sharp turn left or sharp turn right, or stop and turn round and stare at them and smile and just go, okay, and not go in the direction their words want us to go in. They're goading us to get upset. They'll say something that upsets us, and they know we're going to get upset. They'll goad us into getting angry. We get angry because they know what to do to make us angry. Then it's like, oh, look at you, you're upset and angry. They'll even goad us into giving them supply of love, and they'll even do something that's the love bombing. You know, they'll say, I love you today, you look beautiful, and then you turn around and you give them love back. They've only said you look beautiful because they want to get that hug or that sex from you. Every single thing that they do is they are in charge of the road, and you're on the road, and all the words that they say are pushing you into the direction they want to go. We need to stop. We need to turn around and come back. That would scare the life out of them. Well, we need to turn a quick sharp left or sharp right, but don't go down that road. I'm not saying exhaust yourself. I'm not saying play these games with them and exhaust yourself. All I'm saying is that if we get the chance to stop, pause, think and breathe, we might be able to take control of the situation, which is probably slightly exhausting, but it's not going to be as exhausting as going round in circles in your word salad, in your arguments, in your confusion, in your fights, to the point where, you know, your whole day's ruined because of them. If we can just stop, pause and breathe, get through our squidginess, because they don't have squidginess, get to our brain and use our brain. We need to use our brain and stop letting the emotions reply. We need to get our brain to reply. We need to make them react to us. We shouldn't be reacting to them. We need to take control of the conversation, and we need to make them react to us. if they're gonna, if you ask them when they come home from work, oh, can you pick up some stuff from the grocery store? And then on purpose don't go to the grocery store and come home because they want to fight with you. Stop, breathe and pause and say, oh, that's okay, we've got some stuff in the freezer we need to eat up, and walk out. Confusion. We need to stop them in their tracks and confuse them. They won't be expecting you to say, oh, it's okay, we'll eat something from the freezer. They're expecting a full-blown row from us because they've done something wrong and they've forgotten something, but we need to stop. We need to use our brains. It's a kind of word association thing. Now I'm going to use one of my weird examples again. If you've ever played word association, you know, you say a word and then the other person says a word associated with it. That's how it is with them. They play word association with us because they know what our next thing's going to be. So they, for instance, let's say they say the colour yellow. We would probably say banana. If they say the word beach, we would probably say holiday. If they say the word cloud, we'd probably say rain. They know what the next association thing is going to be. So they know what to say to us to make us react in association with what they say. They know what our reaction is going to be. But what we need to do when they say the word, the colour yellow, we need to say kangaroo. Sorry, I know it sounds really silly, but when they say the word beach, thinking we're going to say holiday, we go coffee pot. I know it sounds stupid, but you can kind of get where I'm coming from. You know, we just need to stop the association. So like I say, when they say the colour yellow, we'd normally go banana. Why don't you just say kangaroo, beach, coffee pot? There's no association there. We've stopped them in their tracks. We've confused them because they're expecting to say, you know, something like, oh, look at you fatty with your cookie. Now look at your cookie, big fatty. Association to that is, oh, she's going to kick off. But we don't. We go, oh, thanks for reminding me. I need to go to the shop and buy some more. Okay, and walk away. I have some very strange examples. I do apologise, but I do hope they make sense. Don't retaliate. We'll try not to. Do you know what? These exercises are going to be very, very, very hard for us because our emotions kick in. Our emotions reply to everything. They don't have emotions. So it's their hurtful brain and their narcissism that reply to us continuously, and they know that our emotions reply to them. So that's why we are good prey for them, because they can say something to us and we reply with our emotions. We need to stop and we need to reply with our brains. We need to get through the squishiness, get through the emotion that surrounds our brains, clear that away, fight to the brain, and just stop and pause and think, I'm not going to retaliate. Maybe that's the remedy. I don't know. It's just a tip. It's just something that I think maybe can help. Maybe that we all need to stop and breathe. Because as I've said in another video, they are words. They are words. They don't come from anywhere. They're just pulling words out of the air to just throw in our direction, to see us, wind us up like a little toy. Wind us up, put us down, and watch us go. And they sit and watch us and they're laughing at us. And they're going, look at you, you crazy bird. Look at you, you crazy woman. Take the key out. So I hope that's made some sense. We just need to confuse them because they confuse us. So we need to confuse them. We need to go past our emotions and use the brain and let our emotions, just stop using our emotions to reply to them. Again, that's maybe the only remedy that I can think of. And Abuse asked that question, and it made me seriously think. We shouldn't take responsibility for them. We've just got responsibility for our actions. We can't stop their actions. We can't change them. They're never going to change. Nothing we can do can change a narcissist. Maybe in years to come there'll be a tablet, something they can take to get rid of narcissism. But at the moment there's no tablet. There's nothing. They're hard to decipher. They're hard to get a diagnosis because of the people that they are, the covertness and the way that narcissism works. We can't. So what we need to do is take responsibility for us, for what we do, for what part we play in this argument. I'm not blaming anybody. Please, I'm not saying it's our fault. It's not our fault at all. They are who they are. But we just need to take responsibility of how we open our mouths. We need to take responsibility whether we, get angry with them. If we can't stop them, we can stop ourselves. So I hope that's helped. There's nothing else that we can do except help ourselves. Again, stop, breathe, look at them in the eye, because they'll expect an argument. And if we just stop and go, maybe smile, just say the word okay, and walk out the room. You need to prepare yourself as well, because again, emotions kick in. It's a snap thing. It's not something you can't really control emotions. So think about what I've said. Prepare yourself. If you're going to walk into the room and you know that he's in a bad mood, before you walk in the room, think, okay, get yourself prepared, walk in the room, and then whatever he says, if you know he's going to say something hurtful, you just nod at him and smile. Big deep breath, and say the word kangaroo when he wants you to say banana. I am so strange. I need therapy. Well, I'm taking therapy, but obviously I need therapy on my weird examples. I do have weird examples, and I hope that you understand me. Listen, I'm going to stop waffling, edit this video, and I'm going to do another one on lies next. The different types of lies and how they use lies to manipulate. So I hope you stick with me, and thank you so much for subscribing, the people that have. Thanks for the thumbs up. Again, any trolls that thumb down me, you know what, that just gives me, makes me smile, because I think that if there's any thumbs down, that means that the narcs who are watching my videos don't like what I'm saying, and it's fine. I'm okay. Right. I'm tired. Take care, guys. Stay safe. Bye-bye.